everybody. Welcome to the Indian Pursuit. Essentially, and I'm guessing, the Indian Pursuit is just the Challenger with the top case on the back. And we're going to find out how she moves, how comfortable it is, the difference it makes when you've got kind of changed the weight around so that the top case, if we've got to make any kind of adjustment at all as far as how it feels to ride. We'll go over all kinds of things on this ride. We'll go over the controls, we'll go over maneuverability, handling, in other words, and everything that I would like to know as far as riding a new bike. So this windshield here is adjustable. You've got the adjuster here, right here on the right side. We're going to put this down. I guess it's the 4 inch difference from here to here. Oh, so once it goes all the way up to the top, it makes a little bit more of an adjustment. It looks like maybe even to go a little bit more upright. And that's blocking a lot of wind. We're going to see how that does as we ride, if there's more buffeting. And I guess in a more comfortable place, because whenever you have a windshield, you're going to get some buffeting, some wind turbulence. So we'll see how it does there. On the right hand side, you also have controls for your cruise control, which I'm guessing comes standard on a big touring bike like this. I'll have all that information for you on the screen here so we can be as accurate as possible. And then your power switch up here on the right hand side on the left, and then your bike kill switch to the right of the power switch. On the left hand side of the controls, we have your horn on top, and then lights with high beam and high beam flasher. Your blinker, which is standard Indian blinker, which is only on the left side. And then you've got controls here for your screen, and as well as looks like music and Bluetooth here on the button here, and then on the right hand side of the left bottom, you've got what looks like to toggle through the menu up and down. Okay, here we go. Self-canceling turn signals, I'm guessing. We won't touch it here just to make sure that it turns off. We are in standard ride mode, and there's 3 different ride modes for this bike. Rain, I think standard, and then sport mode. We'll just keep it here in standard mode just here for a minute, and then we'll pop it into sport mode to see how the difference it makes in the bike's acceleration. And I'm guessing it'll feel a little more torquey. But yeah, for a bike that I'm sure is over 800, maybe even close to 900 pounds or over in weight, it feels very maneuverable. Like most bikes this size, the hardest part's going to be like if you're on an incline or a decline maybe, and having to get this bike off of the kickstand. That's where you're really going to feel the weight. But other than that, on most touring bikes that I've ridden that are this size, or maybe a little bit smaller, because this is about as big as you're going to get here with the top case and everything, you're only going to feel that weight when you've got to actually bear the weight of the bike. And obviously if you drop it, you're going to need some help getting this thing up. But other than that, this is this feels very like a very comfortable, the very maneuverable as far as weight goes. All right. Whew. In standard mode here, feel the power a little bit. The bike handles really well for a big bike as we get into some wider sweeping turns here. It'd have been nice to be able to get a green here. But yeah, acceleration is really good here. Let's go ahead and pop this thing into sport mode. Ugh, that was terrible. Sport mode. Got to close the throttle to get it to engage. But here we go in sport mode. Woo! Oh, you feel that? Yeah, that's nice. That's a noticeable difference between standard and sport mode, which, I mean, that's to be expected. I think most bikes, when you pop a bike into sport mode, you're hoping to get more torque and just have a sportier feeling ride. There goes somebody on the on the Scout. So all kinds of information here on the screen, and you can toggle through a whole bunch of different things. I'll have a link right here on the screen for you, so you could go to an infotainment video, because that can be a video all on its own as far as what you can do with this screen. But a nice clear screen. We got the sun coming right above us, and lots of information here, and it's very clear. You've got the direction up here on the upper right hand side. Ooh, yeah, love the sound too that's coming off of this. Stops really well. You've got ABS, I'm sure, which is standard. You got the air temperature, which is 79 degrees this morning. It's going to be a hot one. It's a summer day here in Northern California. And your time. Also, you have your sport mode, which you can view right here. And then it looks like 160 miles. I'm not sure if that's miles to empty or if that's the miles that you've ridden on this trip. And then your battery voltage, probably total odometer, or no, that looks like oil, so I'm guessing that's the last time they changed the oil, and it's been 1900 miles. And then you got your tire pressure down there, which is kind of a nice little thing to have there on the screen. I don't know if that's something that you need on the screen all the time, but I'm wondering if you can. Oh yeah, that sport mode is fun. Even for a bike this size, that sport mode feels really fun. You know, when you get this bike leaning one way and the other, it doesn't feel like the behemoth that it looks like. You got some nice speakers here. You got auxiliary light button here, and then a charge button here on the right. No speakers here on the side bags, but it looks like you've got some speakers there in the top case. And I'll have just some standard specifications for you on the sound system. You know, it looks like it's going to be a nice sound system. You've got Apple CarPlay that's included. I'm going to turn here. Ooh. Slow speed there. It's nice and confident. So yeah, you've got where you can sync up your device there. Navigation, and then just when you hit this little road, it gets you back to the standard menu, which is going to give you your miles per hour and then your tachometer there right above. That would be nice if you could get. Oh, see, look, you can kind of switch up what that menu looks like. It would be nice to have that tachometer maybe a little bit bigger, but you do have all the standard gauges above, which gives you miles per hour, as well as your tachometer here on the right. So in addition to this big screen, you've also got the analog gauges up here on top. So let's talk about comfortability. You've got these a nice big brake pad here on the right for the rear brake, and on the left you've got a nice big peg. There's no heel shifter, which I'm guessing you could probably get as an optional item. Mirrors here that are attached not to the frame but to the handlebars, which have no obstruction. Nice and wide out here with these handlebars that come right back to you. A really comfortable riding position for somebody like me, who was 5'6". My inseam is about 30 inches and my arm span is about 70 inches. And you know, this is a very comfortable riding position for someone like me. You know, I'll put the seat height up here as well, because when we're at a stop, you know, I can get a good big flat pad of my foot down and not have to worry about tippy toeing. You know, that's always something that's going to be of concern when you're riding a big bike. So at 5'6", and a 30-inch inseam, I can touch the ground really comfortably on both sides, and so no worries about that. Now, as we ride here in it's like stop and go, I'm going to take it out of sport mode because it's just a little torquey for me, and I'm guessing you're going to want to do that maybe if you're in traffic or if you're going stoplight to stoplight, to pop that thing out of sport mode, because you know, off the start it's a little much. So nice floorboards here, nice and long, so even for a short guy like me, I can get my full foot down here comfortably and not have to worry about about not getting my whole foot down there. I don't want to. Guy didn't have his turn signal on. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got a full flat foot down here and a full flat foot down on there. You know, I've got to kind of scoot forward in the seat and lean and sit really upright to get both feet down flat. But very confident in standing here on this motorcycle. And I will say, ow, that hurt. Well, I don't even remember what I was saying, because that did hurt. Got my leg caught underneath that that rear. Looks like the guard, not an engine guard, but that guard that's protecting that rear bag from getting all scratched up should you drop this baby. So that didn't feel good. Anyway, that's not something probably that you're going to happen to run into, but it's something that, you know, when you're test riding a new bike and you're still figuring out how it handles and how it feels, stuff like that's going to happen. So we've got these big guards here, these big wind guards for your feet, which, you know, we didn't get up to highway speeds on this motorcycle, but we did get up pretty fast, and there's absolutely no wind here that's affecting me. And really, even when we were getting up there at higher speeds on that back road, that frontage road, I didn't feel any air hitting me even on the top of the head. So if I get an opportunity here to open it up just a little bit so we can get an idea of how or what kind of turbulence you might experience on this motorcycle with the windshield all the way up. Yeah, so here we go. I don't know what speed, we're going about 45. And there's almost no noticeable turbulence at 45 miles an hour. You know, who knows what we would be looking at here. And we'll try and get up a little bit faster. But yeah, like I said, slow speed. And even in the higher speed turns, this bike handles really nicely. I'll put some lean angles down for you, which is not something that you're really concerned about. But, you know, on a bike like this, and you're going to want to end up on some canyon roads, some twisties, you want to know how far you can lean this thing over. I might not have an exact number for you, but I can give you an estimation if I can't find the exact number. So yeah, brakes feel great. Suspension feels really nice. I don't know if there's adjustable suspension on this motorcycle, if it's electronic or what, but I will have those specifications for you here on the video. So yeah, just trying to be confident there when I stop, because last time got a little paranoid as we were leaning over to make that slow speed turn and had a brain fart in my skills, and I don't ride as much as I have been lately. It's been super busy, but anyway. So yeah, we're up here at 50 miles an hour, and I can feel a little bit of turbulence up over the top of my head. Let's put this with this windshield all the way down and see how we do. Oh yeah, so that's a lot more turbulence and a lot more buffeting on my head. Plus, you've got this weird, and this is something I don't know, I'll never get used to because I don't ride with the windshield, but you get that weird, what do you call it, warping in the windshield, which makes it kind of feel awkward. And I guess if you're taller and you can look over that windshield, it might help, but having to look like right through the top of it is a weird feeling. Probably not a safe, something altogether that's safe either. So really impressed all the way around with the 2022 Indian Pursuit. Again, this is the Dark Horse model, which has 122 horsepower, 128 foot-pounds of torque at the max. And, you know, we didn't get to test that out at all, but what I can say is seat comfort-wise, body position and riding position wise, this motorcycle, even for a smaller rider like myself, is a really nice, comfortable ride. It's a good fit. If you're a shorter rider who's looking for maybe to get into a touring bike, this is definitely a bike that you'll want to consider. After having just ridden the Harley-Davidson Road Glide not too long ago, which is kind of the, you know, it's a similar kind of model to this without the top case, I would say that this bike does feel lighter and more easily maneuverable than that bike, even with the top case, I would say. So just something to consider. And I always say, you got to ride these bikes for yourself. If you have any questions about this bike, though, make sure you leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, which is the like button. This is the end of the ride. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you watching today. I'm that one guy. This is the Indian Pursuit. I am out.